supporting Donald Trump?
These are not good news for him because it makes him look like he is not like every other American, and that most Americans, they pay taxes, they pay their fair share, and for him not to pay taxes, it's such an easy win for the Clinton campaign to paint him as this, out of touch tycoon who kind of, gets away with things that he shouldn't. And, he's really on his back foot right now. No Republicans have defended him today except his very close advisors.
Yeah, and so what's the actual strength of the New York Times report? Does it look like this is uncontested, and now Trump's camp hasn't really responded? So are people accepting this basically as fact now?
Yeah, the Trump campaign has not denied the authenticity of these returns. They have not disputed that he did not, pay taxes for up to 18 years. And so it seems like, the New York Times is the most trusted newspaper here in America. And so they would not put something on their front page if it wasn't backed up by fact. They really worked hard on the story.
But will this have any effect on Donald Trump's popularity anyway? Do the majority of Americans agree with Rudy Giuliani, who we heard from just there, saying that this shows that Donald Trump is a genius, or will other people think he's a cheat?
Yeah, I don't think, looking back now, Trump may not think it was such a genius move to not pay taxes for so many years, because I'm sure he would have paid them if he knew he was going to run for president. But at the time, he was just another wealthy American who did not want to pay taxes. And, to do that, you have to go through these legal maneuvers. And there's, to avoid paying taxes. And there's no allegations now that he committed any crime. You can hire the best accountants in the country to make this work legally. Although ethically, it may be another matter for voters to sort out. And it just doesn't make it look good for him.
Yeah, but he said so many controversial things over this last couple of years, and very little seems to have dented his popularity. Do you think many Americans would respect the fact that he's been able to organise his affairs so he hasn't paid any tax?
I think that his hardcore supporters, they don't care. They like him a lot, and that they're still going to vote for him. But for the small section of Americans, the undecided voters, who are weighing every little thing, this may be an October surprise that shifts their vote to Hillary Clinton for some of them, because they don't know whether to vote for Trump, and so negative news like this is not good for Mr. Trump.
Daniel, last time we spoke to you was after the Trump-Clinton debate, and you were one of our panellists then, and all the panellists agreed that Hillary Clinton had performed better than Donald Trump then, and it seems the vast majority of commentators generally agreed with that. But what has been the effect on the polls since then? Has there been any discernible shift in the support of some of those people, or have some of those swing voters fallen in behind Hillary Clinton as a result of that?
Yeah, Trump was widely panned in that debate, and he has fallen a couple points in the national polls. And, the national polls are not as critical as, swing state polls in states like Florida and Pennsylvania and Ohio. And in those states, we've seen him lose a couple points. And so that's where we're seeing the evidence of this debate, which really helped Hillary in some of the polls, although she has a whole more month to go before she could be elected president. And so if Trump does really well in the next two debates, that could negate any positive poll bounce she got in the battle at Hofstra University.
Yeah, but you've got this other thing happening over the last week or so, and that came out of the debate, was that argument over the entrant in the beauty contest with Donald Trump, eventually referring to her, I think, in a tweet as disgusting. How has that played out in the polls as well?
Yeah, we don't, it's hard to know exactly how that's played out since it's only been the last couple of days, but it was really almost a scripted attempt by Hillary to, create a whole controversy for a whole week. And, this Hispanic community, if Hillary Clinton can get out a lot of voters from that segment of the population, which is really offended by the controversy over the Miss Universe, since, she is Hispanic, and she's also a woman, and so that does not help him get suburban white women who don't really like getting criticized for their weight. Given that a lot of Americans, almost 2/3, struggle with weight issues, and Trump himself is not the thinnest man on the planet.
The top stories today, Cronulla